Alright, so we're gonna get started on our lesson. So headphones out.
You don't die from
Oh yeah, Koki, what's the difference between an HDD and an HD? For hard drive.
What the heck?
The other one.
One is an SSD.
Yeah,
One is like a giant flash drive, the other one is a traditional skinny hard drive.
Really?
Yeah.
So would it have to physically move to like get into like different
Can I have
kinds
one
of
of these?
for the HDD?
Oh yeah, I just set this there because I didn't know what it was.
Joseph, turn it off.
Oh, I thought
Joseph.
Cookie.
Alright, so today we are going to be looking at parallelograms.
no way.
And what we're doing today is basically we are going to answer, we're going to look at a quadrilateral and we're going to say, is that a parallelogram, yes or no? And we're going to say yes because of something. That is basically what we're doing today. So the first one, which is really easy, we can have a parallelogram if both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Then it's a parallelogram. That's literally the definition of a parallelogram, so we're not really going to do this one very much. So if I look at a shape and I say, oh, these sides are parallel, and the left and right sides are parallel, I can say it's a parallelogram.
Because the sides equal each other.
Because, yeah,
The sides are parallel.
Because they parallel.
They will equal each other if it's a parallelogram, but that's not my reason.
What are you gonna put on the bottom?
What?
Well, because they're parallel.
No, this is just the example of how we're answering. So we're going to, basically what we're learning today is we are filling in this blank. We're going to say, yes, it's a parallelogram because of this reason. So we're going to learn all the reasons today. Go on, knock your Chromebook.
Turn it off, okay.
So help me.
Turn off your phone.
So help you, you'll give him a 10%
Sound
off.
like a goat.
Alright, so that first one isn't very exciting, so we're going to learn some other ways to show
So
different
stupid.
quadrilaterals are parallelograms.
You've been spending too much time with your
Hold on.
animals, Chloe.
Hide no headphones in there.
Doesn't it sound like a goat a little bit?
Thank you.
No.
Alright, so
No,
if
just a
opposite
little
sides of a quadrilateral are parallel, you got a parallelogram. Or, another method, if both pairs of opposite sides are congruent, then you have a parallelogram. So, if I'm going to look at this shape right here, I got 5 and 5, that's congruent. And I got the left and right sides are congruent. I'm going to say, yes, it's a parallelogram. And my reason is because opposite, I'm just going to abbreviate because I don't got a lot of space.
Okay.
Opposite sides are congruent. So this is most of what we're doing today. We're going to say, yes, it's a parallelogram because of this. Or no, it's not a parallelogram. If I look at this one, I got left and right sides are 2, but are the up and down sides, are they congruent?
No.
No, so not a parallelogram.
And then you have to say because, why? Or
No.
just no?
No, you can just say no.
Okay.
Two of the opposite sides have to be equal to each other for it to be a parallelogram.
Yep. So if both opposite sides are equal, you've got a parallelogram.
Thank you.
That's one way. Another method is if an angle and its two adjacent angles add up to 180, then you have a parallelogram. So if I look at this left shape, I got 30 right here, right?
Right.
30 plus 150 is 180.
Yep.
Right here. And 30 plus 150 this way is 180. So I'm going to say yes on this one and say opposite angles equal 180. That's the reason that shape's a parallelogram.
These are easy.
Good.
Very.
Might get a little tough. Well, half of today's stuff isn't, it's basically like this, you just have to say what method. But we'll go through them and you'll get to work. So, if I look at this right one, I got angle 45 right here in the middle. 45 plus 135 is 180. But when I check this other side, 45 plus 145,
Isn't 180.
it's 190. So this one is not not a parallelogram.
What?
Yeah, parallel.
What?
Good enough. Not a parallelogram.
Just change your font.
What
What I mean is just right look.
Change your font.
You're right.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. it's so much better.
Not.
Give it to a Comic Sans.
That looks like an M.
I know.
It's cursive.
That's
some
okay,
people
well,
really-
That's not cursive. You did too much on the tail right there for
On
the
the
N.
N.
Yeah.
And you didn't do the little swoopy on the O.
Yeah, you didn't try at all. No, that's still too much. It looks like an M still.
You guys need to quit judging Gold.
Man, feel like I teach my handwriting class. Anyway.
That's probably why
Anyway.
you don't.
Alright, so if opposite sides equal each other, if consecutive corners add up to 180. Next one is if diagonals bisect each other. We have a parallelogram. And let me see. Lark, what does bisect mean? So if diagonals cut each other in half, then we got a parallelogram. So if I look at this shape, 3 and 3 on this little piece, that means they're the same. That's the same, that's the same, so yes. And it's because diagonals bisect.
Let's go.
Alright, let's look at this right one. And I'm going to have to look at this info over here. I have AE is 50, BE is 25, CE is 50. So AE and CE are congruent, right?
Yeah.
And I got BE is 25, but do I know anything about BE?
No.
No, so I can't say. It's probably true, but I can't say exactly for sure. So I'm going to say nope, or not, or I take a hex nah.
I said
Toss
can't
that in
say.
So it's
Hello.
probably
Take a
one, but I
maybe.
can't give you an exact.
If a pair of opposite
Alright.
sides could go in parallel.
Will you take it depends?
Opposite
No.
sides.
No.
And you gonna die either?
No.
You never know.
Yes. Alright, I take could be, I take that.
Yeah.
Alright, and then I think this is the last one. If a pair of opposite sides are both congruent and parallel, then we have a parallelogram. So,
So yeah.
on this one, parallel, congruent because they got the same number, so I'm going to say
Heck
yep.
yeah.
Yep. And my reason is because opposite sides congruent, and I'll do the parallel symbol because I don't want to write that
Oh, okay.
thing. Let's look at this right one. I have AB is parallel to DC, so AB, DC.
But we don't know BC or AD.
You know AB though, that's 3.
Wait, what was
Yeah.
that one?
But AD and
Why?
BC.
Yes,
Opposite
because
side.
opposite sides are congruent and parallel. I just
Okay.
didn't have my space. So opposite sides in this one, they're congruent, because 3 and 3. They're parallel, so yup again. Yippers. I was actually just gonna write that. Yippers. And same reason, opposite sides,
It's like peppers without the P.
congruent and parallel. I'm gonna use some symbols because I don't have enough space. So we're just going to practice this a little bit. So we're going to look at some quadrilaterals and we're going to say, is it a parallelogram? Why or why not? And you're going to have to look back and see if it fits one of these. We actually did 5. So the 5 we looked at, the really obvious one, if opposite sides are parallel, it's a parallelogram. We had if both pairs of opposite sides are congruent, and if an angle and its 2 adjacent angles add up to 180, and if the diagonals bisect each other, and if a pair of opposite sides are congruent and parallel. So I actually gave you a nice list of all of these on the slide after the one we're going to look at right here. If you want to look at one slide instead of a bunch of little slides, or a bunch of slides, you can look at one little slide if you want, but you don't have to. So let's look at this one. So it says, can you prove the quadrilateral is a parallelogram based on the given information and explain? So let's go through here and look. So I've got some stuff labeled and I've got some things that it says is given, so let's make sure everything is on there. So AB is 5, alright, we got that. CD is 5, we got that. Measure of angle A is 50. Measure of angle D is 130. And alright, everything's labeled. So let's go through and see if we can prove that congruent.
Yes.
So let's look at our first one. Says our opposite sides parallel.
Yes.
On this one, our opposite sides parallel?
No.
No, so I can't use that one. Alright,
Wait, what?
so I'm gonna go through my list and see if I can pick
Looks
a
like it is
situation
now.
that fits in here. Okay, we got 5 and 5. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, we don't have to measure.
But do we have the congruent or the parallel symbol on here to show that these two are parallel?
But you could add them.
What?
No. 130 and 50.
That's true. But do we know anything about C?
Yes. It's the
So
opposite of
it's
A,
the
so it should
opposite
be
of
50.
A, and then that means it's
Only if it is a parallelogram. I
It
don't
is.
know if it is.
It is a
Alright,
parallelogram.
back up. Okay. We're gonna go through each thing we talked about,
Holy shit.
which we have right here, and we're gonna see if we can make it work. Do we have the opposite sides being parallel?
Yes.
yes.
No.
No, we don't.
There's no parallel symbols
There's
in
no
here.
parallel.
There's no line.
Just add it.
Okay. Are opposite sides congruent?
Yes.
No.
Nope.
No.
Are. Right here. Okay. Are the adjacent angles, do they add up to 180?
Yes.
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 On one, do I have a third one?
Yes.
No.
if you think
No,
about it.
I need 3 because I don't know anything about B or C.
My
So I can't
goodness.
say that one. Even though this is 180, that's true. I don't know anything about this one, and I don't know anything about that one. So I can't say it.
2 dot. Okay. Makes sense.
Alright, are both pairs... Oh, did we talk about this one?
No,
No.
we
No,
didn't.
we didn't talk about that one. Oh man, I'm gonna have to change this. If both pairs of opposite angles are congruent, well, it doesn't fit either. Huh. I'm gonna have to add it now.
Just restart.
I have to add this for next time.
Oh my gosh, Goki.
Just ignore that.
Oh my gosh, Goki.
Alright, anyway, it doesn't work. Alright,
I
do
know,
the
it's not
diagonals
working.
bisect each other?
No.
Do we even have diagonals?
No.
No. Alright, is one pair of sides congruent and parallel?
No.
No. So is this a parallel, or is this a parallelogram?
No.
Could be. I mean.
Yeah, it could.
Maybe.
It could be, but you're
You
being
can
just a
say
stingy.
needs more info.
and just
It
going
makes
with
it feel
it.
better.
Okay, yeah, that makes things a lot.
Needs more info.
That's really frustrating because it looks like it does.
I know. They all look like they do.
That's what. Yeah. Neos. More
Alright.
info. Neos. More info.
So let's
Neo.
do
Neos.
What?
That was like a Neos. That was like a oh no E or D. Neos. More info.
Okay. Anyway, let's
Anyways.
have you guys start part B right here.
God.
Part B on your own. Prove that's a parallelogram if possible. If not, right, not possible.
Not possible.
Or
Must
nope,
be
or
approved.
needs more info or something.
I think it's no.
Can I just say
No.
And I need to do attendance while you guys are doing that.
Nope.
Because I forgot. Like I am want to do.
It has proved that both pairs of opposites are congruent. Prove that both pairs of opposites are parallel. It does. Well, no, just one side. So. I'll see.
What's up, Kyle?
No, wait.
How you doing?
Wait.
Yes. Doing
Needs
good.
more info. Needs more info.
It sounds like
Are you done, Chloe?
Done what?
With this
No.
problem?
Yeah. Did I tell him about the
Don't bug people.
A for the second one?
Yeah.
No. Just a parallelogram.
Let me take my
There. These two are the same. These two are the same.
You can have 3.
Okay.
We both use opposite sides. I can do.
Hey, okay, can I use the washroom real quick?
After the lesson?
I mean,
I'm going after Tyler. Can I go after Tyler after the lesson?
I
Sure.
have to go really bad. I don't know. I was gonna ask you. And I was like, just wait. And then
I drank too
I don't
much
even know what you're
coffee,
saying.
I feel like I'm gonna blow.
there's 2 Chromebooks in my desk. This is ridiculous.
Double the knowledge.
This is ridiculous.
This was ridiculous. I can't read half of it.
Okay, now last one. Yes, yes, last one too.
Oh, damn it.
Here's
Kylie, if you would have left your pen there for like a half a second, I would have just
parallel. What's a vertical X and Y that makes the shape of a parallelogram?
Alright.
Ooh.
Alright, let's look over this one. So, any, meeny, miny, somebody random.
calculator choose now.
Number Mark's old seat. Well, Tyler, is it a parallelogram?
No.
Yes. No.
Nope.
I
It
said
might be,
nah.
but we don't know.
It could be.
All right,
Yes.
let's have you guys do part. Let's have you guys do both these bottom ones now. If you haven't done it yet.
Did.
I'll give you about 2 minutes. Do both bottom ones. Tell me, is it a parallelogram? Yes or no?
Yes, go get it.
Maybe.
Don't
I mean,
maybe.
if you try hard enough,
Could be,
yeah.
I guess.
Maybe I'll do the work.
Depends,
Maybe I'm not. Who knows, Golki?
Can I write theorem 6-12?
I guess. Kind of lame, but sure.
That's what it says.
Is there
Yeah.
names for these?
It says theorem
Wait a second.
6-12.
Yeah, that's true. This gives different names. If you want to, I guess.
To make it easier to remember.
Yeah. I don't like remembering the theorems.
Oh, yeah,
'cause you remember
theorem-
the numbers and not what it actually says.
Oh yeah, and theorem 6/8 too. So
Oh yeah, that one's theorem 6.1.
6.12 and 6.8.
Oh, he's thinking. The beard rub there.
Oh, I was just... Yeah, I guess I was thinking.
I've always wanted to do that. Part of my bucket list. Have a full drum beard.
Mine too.
Good luck, Tyler.
Genetic.
Maybe one day. Maybe you can take like some of your head hair and make it work.
Oh, just put it like that. Make it like that.
About another minute. We'll have somebody else help us out.
Push it all the way in. Ryan, what are you singing? Oh, I thought it was
He's
Tyler.
humming.
You just assume anyone who talks
something.
kind of annoyingly is Tyler.
No, I just thought that was Tyler.
It's just a
Alright, let's go over it. So for the first one, Nick, is it a
no, I
parallelogram?
just thought of it.
What is that called?
What?
Yeah.
What do I mean by bad?
No, not enough info. Maybe it is, maybe it's not.
People call it hentai, but it's not really hentai. It's pretty much just.
Is it like manga or something like that? What
No,
about
that's Manga, that's different. Manga, that's just you reading it. Reading. That's different.
Are these opposite sides congruent?
Truthfully, it's called just
They're
hentai,
parallel,
though,
but-
it's not true.
These two are congruent, right? But it needs to be both of them. So this one is not a parallelogram.
Nope.
Because, so, alright, one of them, if I had like here and here, it would be a parallelogram. But I don't have that.
Told you.
They're close, but not quite.
Told you,
Alright,
Trista.
and then this
I told
last
you,
one.
Trista. I told you.
Joseph, is this one a parallelogram? Yes or no? Yes, finally. Why is it a parallelogram?
Trista, it was a no.
Because the
I
diagonal.
called it.
Yep,
Theorem
diagonals bisect.
6-11.
More dash 6-11. Diagonals bisect.
Diagonal bisect?
Yep.
That's what it's called?
Yep, because they cut each other in half. This half is 4, this half is 4, this half is 5, this half is 5. We do have some parallel line symbols in there, but they don't actually help with anything. Alright, pretty good. So, as you go through your homework, if you're not sure, look at this slide, and it gives you all the lists, even the one that I forgot about. I have to- I
We're
have
not
to
doing
put
those
this one
bottom
back
two
on there.
right here,
Oh,
Koki?
my bad. What?
We're not doing these two?
Oh, we're getting there.
You can turn it, you can totally turn it into the eye. No, go back.
What? What?
That drawing right there, you can
Yeah.
totally turn it into a knife. You got the Corvex right
You're weird, man. Alright,
Yeah, that.
and then
that
these
was
last
straight.
ones are
Not right, Mike.
pretty similar. We're
So
going to
just
find the
equal
values
into
for
each
x and
other?
y that make the shape of parallelograms. So, let's look at these. What we have opposite sides, right? What do we know about opposite sides of parallelograms?
They hate each other.
each other.
They equal each other.
They miss each other.
They equal each other.
They miss each
They're
other.
congruent.
So they are
They
congruent.
miss
Another
each
word
other,
for it. So
'cause they
that
can
and that,
touch.
that and that. I can figure out what values for x and y make the shape of a parallelogram just by setting them equal to each other. So I have x plus 2 equals y, my left and right, and then I have 3x minus 5 equals 2x plus 1. Alright, we're gonna go through and solve some of these.
Thank you.
On this first one, can I solve x plus 2 equals y?
Not until you find
No.
out the other one.
Yeah, I need to find an x first, and then I can solve it for y. So let's look at this other one, because I got an x, I got another x, I can do that one. So, if we're going to go through and solve minus 2x on both sides, plus 2x, we're going to get a 1x minus 5 equals 1, plus 5 on both
X
sides,
equals 6.
we get x equals 6.
It can't be a negative.
You sure?
Yeah, it can't be a negative.
What'd you
Always
do?
try to go to the positive.
What'd you get?
I think I did that.
What'd you get?
No, because I did a -2.
Oh, for y? Are you talking about y?
Plus 5,
Talking about y?
because that's already a minus 5,
Yeah.
Are you talking about y?
and you get 6.
Are you talking about y? No? Okay, I'll take that.
Alright. So I found out x is 6. Now that I have that x is 6, I can take that 6, plug it right in up there for this x and solve it. I go 6 plus 2 is 8.
9. 8.
8. I get 8 equals y.
Yeah.
So nothing real super new about this. You guys have done very similar things to this before.
I really like geometry.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Some people really like it, some people don't.
I
So,
don't know why.
I like geometry.
You
I
like
like
it?
algebra better.
Do you like it?
He teaches it.
not as much as other algebra. I like algebra better personally.
I
It
like
maybe
geometry.
didn't help that I didn't take geometry until I was in college for some reason. I don't know why. But I never had a geometry class until college.
Not even in high school.
Not even in high school. I don't know why.
Did you take calculus?
Yeah,
That's cool.
Were you just a little nerd?
kinda.
Kinda.
Alright, one last one, then we're done.
No way you could solve this.
You can.
I'm a nerd.
Alright,
I'm not
so
a
let's
geek.
look at these. We need to figure out values of x and y that would make this a parallelogram. So we're looking at corners, right? So what do we know about some of these corners?
That they're bigger than the others.
They equal each other.
Some of them equal each other. So if I'm going to look at this corner, what's going to equal this corner, right?
F.
Angle F, right?
He said y.
If I said y plus 10 equals 4x plus 13, can I solve that?
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
So you have to
What
do
about the other way? What if I went corner E and corner G? Can I set them and solve? No. So we're going to have to do something else.
How come? How
What do we know about adjacent corners?
They equal 180.
They equal 180. So I'm going to take, I know that corners next to each other equal 180.
Different variables.
So I'm going to take H and I'm going to take E and I'm going to set them equal to 180. I'm going to add them together and they're going to equal 180. I'm not going to do H and G because I run into the same problem. Y and X, I can't solve for that.
Yes.
And after I'm done with that, I'm going to take F and G and add them together because I got X and X.
Okay,
So some of these you have to look at to figure out how you're going to solve it.
Oh my god. I
It
did
might
not
be
know
the
that.
opposites that equal. You might have to add 180.
I totally did not know that.
So, y plus 10 plus 3y minus 2 equals 180. So we're going to go through and solve this. Yeah, okay, go ahead. So I'm going to go through and solve this and help me out. Eeny, meeny, miny, nobody's at that desk. Chloe, what am I going to do first to solve this?
Solve the number.
What?
What am I going to do first to solve this?
Add the 3y and the y together.
And what do you get?
4y.
Yep, 4y. And then let's combine the 10 and the negative 2.
I was gonna say that anyways.
And what do we get?
8.
So I combine y and 3y to get 4y, 10 and negative 2 to get 8, plus 8 can equal 180. Alright, now that I combine my like terms, now it's a lot closer.
What's 8 divided by 6?
That's what I'm used to. We're going to minus 8 on both sides. You get 4y equals 172, which is 43, I think. Right?
Yeah.
43.
Right there? Okay. Make sure you really don't want to do these in your head if you don't know for sure what they are, but
Go
I'll give it a shot. Alright, so we found y. Let's do one last in-class problem, find x.
Oh my gosh.
Find x for your last in-class problem.
Find x.
Find x. We found y, find
Wait.
x.
How do we find x?
The exact same thing.
Same thing, but with the x's this time.
It's just very.
And then after that, I'll put your exit ticket on the board. You can start your homework. Not too bad today. Make sure you don't lose your notes because you're really going to need those notes for when you do your homework. mouse.
7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
It's really loud.
Satisfying sound.
Is this satisfying?
That's equals
Yeah, I
10.
know.
It's on board. Did
Yeah.
you have a question?
It excites me.
You have to put it into subtracting.
We should do. No.
Loki, will you put the sticker up there?
No, my thumbtack.
See if you rub it in.
Clerk, what's the
Oh, yes.
Put the sticker
I
up
don't know.
In a minute.
Wait, what was the
Are you done,
question?
Trista?
Yeah.
What was the
Oh,
question?
put it on the board for us.
Uh,
All right. If you're not done, keep
What was the
going.
question?
Trista's gonna do this on the board for us.
160 divided by 16? 10.
I know. I think Trista you probably ask me to put that exit ticket on the board.
Okay. Yes.
Wait, you don't minus them, you add the, you add the exponents, right? Not with the exponents, I mean,
The numbers in front. Yeah. They're
What?
coefficients.
This is short.
I thought they were called variables.
The number in front of the variable is called the coefficient. So, like 4x, the coefficient of 4x is 4.
Oh.
But coefficient is a pain to say, and nobody knows what it is. So I usually just say the number.
Tired?
Looking pretty good. Trista's got them set up. They equal 180.
Go
Go
Trista.
through and solving them now.
Trista. Trista. Trista.
What'd you say, girl? She messes up and just flies across the screen.
Trista. Trista.
Alright, almost done. Finish it off.
What? Oh my.
What'd you do?
Like that, yeah.
Do a goat noise, Kylie.
Cake.
Do a goat
Jeez, that's most.
No, I put 13. See, I put 17.
You still make a dolphin.
Oh, I didn't finish my
Goat.
plus sign. That's like an orca.
Your stepdad just got that number right.
I'm not. That's really good handwriting. I'm not missing that.
Alright,
Well, that's better handwriting than Golki's. Golki, look at that, better than you.
I could do that good if I wrote slow.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably not. Let's see a Golki.
No, your one's already. Or that's what is that?
That's an L. No,
That's
that's a 4.
huge, though.
That's
No,
a 4.
That's a really ugly floor.
Trista's better than you, just admit it.
Oh, look at that X.
Okay,
Look at
the
that.
X is okay. It's okay. I gotta admit, the X is okay.
Alright. Hmm.
The X is okay.
Okay,
Look at that X.
Look at that.
Alright, that's it. Your exit ticket's on the board.
Which one?
You know what? We might skip it because I forgot to actually
We
make
need to
this kind
talk to the
of.
dang freshmen about their trash.
We'll skip this. You guys can just start the homework in a second.
Okay.
Trash.
Hey, I'm first!
Go!